Okay, we are here at the premiere of the latest dog movie by acclaimed director Benny the Dog, here to talk about his 4 favorite films.
4 favorites? That's just impossible. Okay, number 1 has to be Isle of Dogs. Wes Anderson just gets it. Number 2 would have to be Cujo. What a perfect horror movie. Number 3 is Robot Dreams. I Cried and You Cried. And number 4, Beverly Hills, Chihuahua 2, the greatest sequel ever made.
It's been a very long day. Thank you for your time. Okay people, let's talk Letterboxd, an app that I really love and have continued to love ever since I got it around 2020. I used to just love logging movies, and I still do, and it really has got me thinking over the years, ever since I started writing reviews on Letterboxd, whether it has changed the way that I approach movies and what I decide to watch, because there's a certain gamification to the app that really makes it fun to explore and watch all these different kinds of movies. The app seems to have really exploded in popularity since then. As for me, I had known about it for quite a few years before I got the app and signed onto it. I used to write my reviews on IMDb, and that wasn't as fun as what Letterboxd became to be because it was so centralized. You could make these lists, you could follow people, people could like your reviews. It just felt like a really positive space to put your thoughts down. Unlike things like YouTube and Twitter, it's a bit risky if you put your thoughts out. Sometimes it's just going to rub someone the wrong way and they're not going to react to it the best. You're going to get insulted and all of that. Letterboxd to me was just a spot where I could put my thoughts down, no judgment at all. And it really has remained that over the years. And I really enjoy that aspect about it. But that does seem to be changing and evolving as more and more people enter the website, enter and make an account. And we see all of these different types of film tastes, and because of that, there's a lot of judgment that goes around because of that. It kind of blows my mind that people judge other people's top 4s on Letterboxd where, you put your 4 favorite films down, and if it doesn't follow a particular set of rules, it gets judged and it's looked like just a terrible profile. You like what you like, and it doesn't matter if certain films are from the same director and you just love all of them the most. Put that in there. That's your 4 favorite movies. There's no need to impress anybody. It's an app where you share your thoughts and feelings. And if you're putting in just stuff to impress people, you're not really being authentic. And I find that very disingenuous with the website. It seems like some people are afraid to show what they really think at times. And because of that, once again, it has changed the way that I think a lot of people watch films and look at them. The whole term of everybody's a critic has sure blown up over the years because with an app like Letterboxd, everyone kind of is. The cumulative total is now something that gets referenced all the time when we talk about Oscar buzz, when we talk about the potential reception of a movie, whether it's going to do well in the box office. Before, the Letterboxd score used to be an almost irrelevant factor. IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes were probably the 2 biggest things that you could draw from to judge whether a movie might be good or not. Letterboxd is now another thing that adds to that. And it's in a really cool spot, I think, because it's kind of between the crazy cinephile culture that Twitter has cultivated and then something that more casual audience members watch, because you do see a lot of those movies get really high scores, and I think that's really healthy as we have a lot of different people putting their thoughts and feelings into the website, not just one group that has one particular taste and then alienates the rest. But let's get back to the way that I approach movies, and I do think the gamification aspect of that has changed the way that I approach movies and think about movies. It's almost impossible for me to not watch a movie now and assign some kind of score to it, and you might think that is unhealthy, but that's just the way that I've approached it now, because every single thing I watch, I write a review on Letterboxd and I give a score to. And let alone if I have to do a YouTube video on it where I think about it even more. I have not really gone to the movies just to watch a movie and not put thoughts down in a very long time. Unless I'm rewatching a movie because I don't put those on Letterboxd. I only review it the one time and that's it. That's when it feels a little bit more authentic to me, but that doesn't happen a lot now. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I still enjoy the same type of movies. It has evolved over the years as I have grown as a person and different things are relevant to me than what they were 10 or so years ago. But I do think at the same time, Letterboxd has opened my eyes to a select few amount of movies that I would never have seen before. Really, particularly foreign movies. I do think a lot of stuff from Akira Kurosawa would have gone completely unnoticed from me if it wasn't for an app like Letterboxd and you seeing these really high scores for his movies. Letterboxd really sorts that out for me and I can understand which ones to start with. So in that sense, it's really positive because it really introduces me to a whole new dimension of cinema that I never would have been exposed to otherwise. And I think that's really positive. Not all of us know everything about cinema or about every single movie. And it's great for an app like Letterboxd where you can easily find these types of movies. You can see what other people are thinking on these movies so easily that you can make a decision for yourself whether it might be something that's interesting to you, even if it's outside of your comfort zone. And there are definitely some shortcomings to this because some things that Letterboxd rates really highly, usually films from Japan in the 60s, 70s, 50s, all those kinds of eras and decades, are rated really highly, and some of them work for me and some of them don't. So because of that, I do take it with some caution because yes, something may be highly rated, that doesn't mean I have to love it, and that happens plenty of times. Some of the most highly rated films on Letterboxd haven't agreed with me, and that's fine because it's not going to work for everyone. There's a certain particular audience that is really into those movies and they rate it really highly. That is why the Letterboxd top 250 is different to IMDb's top 250, where it's more garnered to a more casual audience. And you see a lot more movies that are really well known and really popular up the top of that list, while Letterboxd has some more niche films in there. And I think that's really healthy to have a good balance of both. Some people get mad that one type of movie is pushed so high and another one isn't, and vice versa. These different parties are always battling with each other. But I think it's really great to have that because, once again, me as someone who wants to see as many different films as possible gets exposed to a lot of films that I'd never heard of before until I'm looking at these lists. And I think that's really amazing because some stuff in there does really agree with me and work. There's plenty of discoveries that I go through there as I add it to my watch list, and every now and then I'll go in there and I'll check something out if I've got nothing to watch. I just think Letterboxd is perfect for that. So I do think it really has changed the way that I approach movies. It's changed the way that I have thought about them more critically because I'm constantly thinking about that now. But I enjoy that aspect of it. I like thinking more in depth about movies. It's something that really attracts me to movies where I can have a deeper discussion about it, talk about it, think about it for days on end, or not if it's a pretty forgettable movie. That is the beauty of it all to me, and something like Letterboxd has really helped push that out of me and make me think more analytically about movies, and I think it does that for everyone. And I do think that is a positive if you're someone who is approaching that with the right intentions. If your love for cinema is still purely there and you still have a curiosity to watch all these different things, I think it's healthy. But overall, I do think it has really affected me personally, and I want to know if it has for you in terms of what you watch now or the way that you think about movies and where you kind of go if you're trying to find something new on the site. Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, those are just my thoughts towards Letterboxd. You can check out my profile in the description below. I'd love to have you on there. I love really seeing where everyone is with certain movies, and I like seeing some of the hot takes. That's so entertaining. I definitely have a few myself. But anyway, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.